Welcome back to the Quantum Guide Show. Today in episode 173, I'm very happy to bring on my returning guest, Gary May-McGill. Gary Michael May-McGill is an American actor, entertainer, singer-songwriter, filmmaker, comedian, producer, editor, activist, psychic medium, and his mission is to spread love into the universe. His YouTube channel is called Camp GMay, and it is an original music video jukebox, an elaborate mixture of Gary Michael May and Tribe Sunshine. Gary Michael May-McGill also hosts an open mic jam live stream 7 p.m. to midnight Pacific time every Saturday night. Everyone is welcome to play a tune on the open mic virtual stage, or just hang out and make some friends. Camp GMay and Gary Michael also host live virtual festivals and concerts, and he is always looking for new artists to join and collaborate. I hope you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. And to find out more about Gary and Camp GMay, the links are featured below in the description. Thank you for subscribing, and yes, please do smash that like button. So today we're going to hear about some of the fascinating music projects that Gary has organized, hosted, and brings to the world. Gary, welcome to the Quantum Guide Show. How you doing?
Karen, thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm really good. And I'm just thrilled to have you back on the show. This is the second time. And I'm so eager to hear about your music history, the projects you've got going, and I'm sure the listeners and the viewers are going to be really excited to hear about this too.
I
So
appreciate
I thought, sorry, go ahead.
I said appreciate that. Thank you, Karen.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So, Gary, I thought we could start off with your early years. How did you get started in music and in becoming such a multi-talented artist? A lot of people are familiar with your live music jams, but they don't realize you're actually a recording artist. You've done
Yes.
so many projects. Where would you like to dive in?
Um, first off, thank you so much. I've for the wonderful words. I appreciate that so much. And yes, you're right, Karen. A lot of people, because I do my live open mic and I throw my festivals, and I don't play that much I don't play in the festivals, and I don't play much on my open mic because it's not really too much about me. It's trying to promote live performing. Not playing videos, but live performance. So, but to get back with me and where it all started for me, I mean, I don't know if you might be able to relate, but for me, elementary school is where it all started, first grade through sixth grade. And I had that transistor radio, right, from 1971 to 1976 was my elementary school days, and that was a beautiful time. 71 through 76. I mean, so what you heard on the transistor radio. You heard a lot of pop. You heard Motown, Billboard Top 40. Really great time for music, because I would just take that transistor radio, Karen, and I'd just go right under the covers with it. And it wasn't the kind that you would plug in. It was the kind that took the 9-volt battery. Remember those?
Yeah, that's the kind I had too. Yeah.
You had one of those?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And music was my life. It just breathed something into my spirit.
Yeah,
And it was just really an exciting time.
absolutely. So a lot of that, like if you look at the Billboard charts from 71 to 76, you can see what kind of ingrained in me. That's why I'm a sucker for a melody, because the music was so God, it was so good back then, man. People were really into songwriting, and then of course, you know, you hit junior high school in 1977, and everything changes. 77, 78, 79. You're in high school. It's Van Halen, Foreigner, AC/DC. You know what I mean? You're young and you're ready to party. So that's kind of when I started playing music and stuff, and picked up an instrument and started messing around, and then just, you know, did the, you know, the high school, you know, first 5 years were like me and just my friends, original band. And then, you know, it turns into playing in cover bands and different projects. And, you know, back then you didn't have, the recording wasn't as good. You had analog, so it was a lot harder. It was a lot more expensive. So you didn't really go in the studio much. It was more about just playing live. So I did that for decades, man. Played live. I played all over the San Francisco Bay Area. I played in and out of bands up until about 2005. From, I'd say, like the early 80s to 2005, just nothing but live playing. And I met a lot of friends. I played in a lot of clubs. In fact, I still am involved in the San Francisco Bay Area live scene. I have a thing, a friend of mine, Monique Lisa, has a program called San Francisco Bay Area Live Music. And I helped her start her YouTube channel and filmed bands, and we go to clubs and help them get it up and running. And it's really successful now. We are having, like, this is an event that we had in Sunnyvale just last on 11/11 last year. It was 10 different bands. There's Monique Lisa. And, you know, we go to these really killer clubs and we have like 9 or 10 bands come and play. It's kind of like what I do with my festivals, but this is like in real life. Like, here we are, you know, we record it all, and it's really killer musicians that I have played with and known for decades. I wouldn't give up my live career for anything, Karen. It was a lot of fun, man. But we have another one coming up in August, so I'll be live streaming that from my channel, actual, because not only do I do it, Karen, virtually online, but I also do it in real life. And the San Francisco Bay Area live music thing is really, really cool. And it was kind of like the end of the road for me as far as just like my live scene. I really don't play live anymore. I'm out here now, Karen. So that's pretty much my, you know, my musical career is just, I was always a live hired gun, you know.
Yeah, sounds really exciting. And you got to meet a lot of cool people. How many different musical instruments do you play? I know you do keyboard, you do guitar.
Yeah, it's funny because my grandfather was a music teacher, and in the Bay Area, a place called Los Gatos, California, Los Gatos High School. He's a high school music teacher, and you know, I learned a lot from him in the sense that you just apply yourself. And he played like 15 different instruments: slide trombone, bass, trumpet, clarinet. It was all mostly
Wow.
woodwind and some strings, but I really fought it in the beginning. I never really took any lessons at all, even from my grandfather. I just fought it for some reason growing up, because you know how you're young and you get 13, 14, 15, and it's just like, no, I don't want to learn theory. I just want to go off and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much self-taught in that sense, but I think I play like, my main instrument is the bass. I played bass for decades in sessions bass player. You know, I sat in with a lot of people. And then, of course, when I first started out, like my first bands, I played electric guitar. So I love electric guitar. I love bass. I love keyboards. I love acoustic. The only thing that I struggle with is singing, Karen. I don't consider myself like a singer, you know. I'm more of a songwriter, and whenever I would write my original songs, I was always in the hopes that I would find someone that would sing it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's still true to this day.
Mm-hmm. I actually like your voice, Gary. It's raw and it's real, you know. So I'm actually, really glad that you do sing.
I
And
appreciate that. I appreciate that because it's hard, Karen, because nowadays, especially out here, there's so much things that there's all these apps. Like I don't have one app. I really until Jade Star, I never even knew what an app was. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
well, what's an app?
yeah,
But there's so many ways to manipulate it, and this whole AI thing, and uh, putting these things over your vocals and stuff. I try to stay away from that, man. I try just natural
yeah, the real thing.
uniqueness is more important to me. Kind of like the Joe Cocker was, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
listen to this guy's unique, but it's pretty
yeah, I
much,
love Joe Cocker. I saw him live. It was really quite something in Vancouver. But I was gonna say too, what's funny is the only two musical instruments that I had um some lessons in was guitar, acoustic guitar, but also the bass, but the great big double
yes,
bass. That was a big instrument I could wrap myself around. I really enjoyed it.
yeah.
But yeah, you're so multi-talented. So you did live for a long time, and then you ended up branching off into studio work. Do you want to tell us a bit about where you went from there?
Yeah, I mean, when you play live like I did, cover bands and this, you know, aside from having a few of my own projects, I always was like helping back other people. And I think what happened, Karen, was when I hit 50, I'm 60 now, but when I hit 50, I was like, you know what? I never took it serious, and I never really went in and recorded all the songs that I've written or had a hand in writing during my lifetime. And I thought to myself, when I hit 50, it was kind of like an epiphany. It was like, wow, man, I got to get in and I got to document these songs, because it would
Yeah.
be a travesty, at least for me, if I left the planet and I didn't actually document the tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I felt I owed it to the music. And most of the songs are just songs that have major meaning behind them. It wasn't just like, hey, I just wrote the song. It was just like, just as well as I do, some of the greatest songs were written because of the most ultimate sorrow or the most
Mm-hmm.
epic happiness and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hit 50, it's like, man, I got to go in the studio. So in 2015, 14, I said, I'm going in the studio. So I went and I picked up I went into the studio. I recorded 30 songs. It took 3.5 years from 2015 to around the end of 2019. That's all I did. I just went in every day to the studio, man. I just gave it to these 30 tunes, man. And then I put them up on SoundCloud. And then kind of what ended up happening was I got to make videos to these now. And that was the birth of my YouTube in
Mm-hmm.
2019. Because at first I called a couple of people and I'm like, out of the Craigslist and this and that, we make videos. And I was like, hey man, how much for a video? 500 and blah, blah, blah. And there just wasn't a connection. And it seems like they just wanted the money.
Yeah. Yeah. So you learned how to do all of that yourself and produce it. And you've got some albums out too, don't you, Gary?
Yes, I have my debut album out. I have another album coming out. And then I have enough for 3 albums. I've released one. And then I have another one coming out very, very soon, a second album. And then I'll have another third coming out. But the birth of my YouTube was basically because I needed to make videos for all these songs that I just went and recorded. So I was like, oh man, I got to make videos. So when I just bought like a little $800 camcorder and bought some video editing software and just said, screw it. And then boom, here it is 1,000 videos later. Didn't take long, right? But I appreciate you having me on the show and checking out some of my original music, because it doesn't get played that much, only if some of the true diehard, because you got to remember, I really wasn't live streaming. I was just making videos, releasing them, watching other people's videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was 4 years of doing that, Karen. I wasn't live streaming. I was just making videos and watching other people's videos. So I built a small community, I'd say maybe of about 100 or 200 people that aren't live streamers at all. They're just people that watch videos. So they check in me on my videos and kind of wait for my new releases. So that's kind of fun. And I think we were gonna check some of them out too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So these are original videos, so you don't have to worry about any copyright strikes. Or maybe I'll put a copyright strike now. All right.
Not on this show, please.
So this first video is called I'm Coming Home. It's basically, the song is about, we all know that home is where the heart is. And sometimes we get led astray from that for whatever reasons. And sometimes it's nice to find your way back home, because there's nothing like coming home, you know? So I really just kind of wanted to emphasize that in this video. So you want to check it out?
Yes, absolutely. I love it.
All right, let's check it out. So this is I'm Coming Home, Camp GMay original video.
Go back home. There's no place for me in this great big city. I started from the bottom. It's a long way to the top. If you wanna love me, baby, don't ever stop. 'Cause I'm coming home. Yeah, it took 47 years. Give up some time, a little bit of wine, and I chased away all my fears. Well, I'm coming home. It's because of you. You're not the kind to leave me behind, and I think I'm gonna stay with you. I just wanted you to know. Thinking fast and thinking slow. That's how we roll. On this dusty mind over matter, it's a matter of fact. I always love you, there's no turning back now. I think I'm gonna make my way home to you. It's plain and simple and it's easy to see. Yeah, since that summer in '73, now I think I'm gonna make my way home to you. On this dusty road, our dreams are not our own. I loved you, set you free. Now you're standing right in front of me. I started from the bottle. It's a long way to the top. When you wanna be in love, don't ever stop. 'Cause I'm coming home. Yeah, it took 47 years. Give up some time, a little bit of wine, and I chased away all my fears. Well, I'm coming home. Yeah, I think it's because of you. You're not the kind to leave me behind, and I think I'm gonna stay with you.
Wow, I just love it. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Like
Thank you,
we
dear.
have the bottle at the end, using it as a bar. It was so fun.
You know, it's kind of cool too is there's a picture in that video from 1971 where I have my transistor radio. I'm on the end and I'm like this, you know, it's a actual picture of me. And what's cool about that video is there's no stock footage in that. That's all footage from the Idaho forest, the Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe, Montessorino. You know what I mean? It's all footage from actual vintage Northern California where I'm actually there, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Sometimes
And
you
your acting history also really helps because you put in a lot of visuals where you're acting yourself, like when you're gonna run home and all of that. It's fantastic.
right?
I just love your videos.
Yeah, so cool. Um, I really, and you know what's so funny about that video is I released that on January 1st, 2020. And I had really high hopes, not high hopes, but I was really excited because it's just like, man, I love this song. I love this video, right? And then we all know what happened at the beginning of 2020. World War III started. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun, man. And I appreciate you watching that video. And this next one is a song of mine that I wrote with a friend of mine whose name's Chris Lee. And it's a relatively new song. I wrote it not that long ago. It just kind of channeled to me. I was basically almost raised by gypsies growing up in the Bay Area. And I don't know if you ever heard of, there's a place called the Winchester Mystery House. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No,
Her
I
name
haven't.
was Sarah Winchester, and her husband invented the Winchester rifle.
Hmm.
And they lived like, a 5-minute walk from me. I could sneak into their yard and hang out at their house in the late 60s, 70s. And it was a tourist attraction because her husband invented the Winchester rifle, which ended up slaughtering about 800,000, like 8,800,000 American Indians.
Oh my.
He was the reason why, mainly why, because it was a self-repeating rifle. It was just, before it was just like, you had to, took a while, this was just like chick, chick, boom, 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 boom. And so he died and she ended up making a fortune off the rifle. Her name's Sarah Winchester. You can Google it. And so what she did for almost 2 decades, 3 decades, or the rest of her entire life is she never stopped building on her house. She just kept, she had like a 25-person crew that worked 24 hours a day. And because she
Wow.
thought all the spirits were out to get her, all those spirits that the rifle had killed were
Yep.
tormenting her. So she built stairways to nothing, rooms, just bizarre stuff, doors that opened up to a brick wall because she wanted to confuse all the spirits.
Hmm.
And the trippy thing is, nowadays, when you go to the Winchester Mystery House, it's almost like, I think it's like $400 or $500 for like 3 or 4 people to go. You get a little tour, they take you through it. And when I had that transistor radio, okay, I used to sneak into the Winchester Mystery House when I was a kid and be pitch black. And I'd be in this Winchester Mystery House, Karen, tripping around. with my little transistor radio. And let's just say there was definitely some strange activity going on in that house, spirit wise. But there was no fear because it was so innocent. You know what I mean? But it inspired this song. You ready?
Yes. Oh, yes.
It's called Gypsy Woman. And away we go.
When Eris rises with the ocean tide, breathe the jars and the stars align. Imagination keeps you in time, where air and water meet a fireside. Gypsy woman, won't you give me a rise? My gypsy woman, you know you keep me alive. Sacred journey of a Gemini, antidote to keep you high. Behind the truth, the sun and moon collide, where air and water meet a fireside. Gypsy woman, won't you give me a rise? My gypsy woman, you know you keep me alive. So gypsy woman, come on and give me a ride. Well, you couldn't come down if you wanted to, because the dreams you dream never really mattered. But you better come down from your roses and your crown. Can't you see the crystal dust about to shatter? The warning of my life, there's no one else inside. Can you see me through the stars and the matter? Well, you couldn't come down if you wanted to, because it means your dreams never really mattered.
Wow. Loved it. Loved it. Gave me reminded me a little bit of Santana back in the day.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny about that song? I get a lot of people that leave comments on it and say, nice cover. Like I'm covering someone else's, you know.
Oh, they don't realize it's original.
Right, because it sounds like it's from the 70s, kind of, you know.
It does. It does.
Because I'm nutty about that time period. Well, it's that transistor radio, man.
Yeah.
It got me, you know. But when you have time, check out that Sarah Winchester thing, because it's really a trip. I think you would actually find it really fascinating, because it's within the realm of the quantum guidelines, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with the whole spirit thing, and that's another reason why we're Camp GMay, is because when I would sneak in there, the house had like thousands of windows and basement windows. So as a little kid, you just, you know, back in the 70s, there was no video cameras, there's no surveillance.
No
you know,
drones.
you'd see these young kids, and back then it was like $5 to go on a tour, you know. Now it's like 500, you know, but like I said, the Pacific Northwest and being affected by these, sneaking into this Winchester Mystery House all the time, and was really incredible. It's what shaped my whole musical career, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a lot of times too, like I said, I always try to write about things that mean something to me, that
Yep.
there's a reason why I'm writing the song. And a lot of times I try not to ever say too much how I feel about things. I try to do it symbolically through music.
Yes.
For example, we all know like this whole 5G thing, right? We all know that it's actually a military weapon, Wi-Fi and 5G. Because what they can do is, like, the tanks don't need to shoot bullets anymore. It can project a Wi-Fi signal that makes people just feel like their head's going to just explode. They drop their weapons and they run. They turn around and run. Because they're turning the Wi-Fi frequency up so much that they can do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see these cell towers all over the place, right? When you drive by, look at that. I'm glad I don't live next to that thing, because you just see it's just, because you say to yourself, is there anything in between me and you right now? I can't see it, but it's actually there. It's called Wi-Fi. So that means there's another wavelength that you just can't see. It's another dimension that's there, and it's traveling through time, through real time, actually through the
we're swimming in it. We're swimming in it all the time.
So it's all around you. You can't see it. And then, so that kind of bothered me. I'm like, man, I got to write a song about that. And then also what kind of coupled in with that was the whole thing where, this thing right here, I can't wait till the day comes when I can just throw this in a garbage can and never have another one of these near me for the rest of my life. I can't wait for that day, and that day will come. But for now, I have to have it. But it's sad, it's lonely, because once again, when we talk about that transistor radio and we talk about the 70s and stuff, Karen, it was more about social interaction, getting together with friends on a Friday, Saturday night, getting dressed up. Remember getting ready Friday night? You'd get ready.
Yeah.
You still kind of do that every day now whenever you want to go online. But back then it was a little different, because it was more exciting, man. You wanted the social interaction with other people through conversation and interaction. And that just, luckily out here, it's starting to come back. Like situations like this, we're able to kind of recreate that, but it's from a distance, right? But nowadays, it's just like, oh, they're coming over for a visit. And then when they come over, Jimmy's over here, Jimmy's over here, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's on their nipple, and it makes it lonely. It's very lonely, because all you need is this time to go to bed, right?
Yeah, it's totally surreal.
Lonely, man.
Yeah.
So that inspired me to write this song. Between the 5G and the loneliness, where are we headed? And this is the next video. So lonely.
It's up to you and me to figure out insanity. Can someone tell me where this motherfucker started to go wrong? It started out so easily. It's something that you could believe, something that could never go wrong. So lonely. low frequency hurts my mind. Do I really need to spell it out for you? So lonely.
Standard time will be 3, 5, and 10 seconds.
So lonely. So lonely. You'll think you're right, they'll change your mind, unless you're thinking otherwise. I'd like to think that dreams come true. So lonely. So lonely.
I'm sorry. The number you have reached is not in service or temporarily disconnected. The number you have reached is not in service at this time. This is a recording.
Wow.
Oh boy.
That's really hits the point home, Gary. Fantastic.
You see the Jack in the Box turning the whole time.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to give it that kind of creepy carnival. So I actually went and got a $39 Casio. I got it right over here somewhere. Little keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went ding 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 and recorded it right here with that little cheesy. But and thank you, Natasha. Did you see how she dressed up?
Yes.
It was right there next to me, and she didn't ask any questions because she was. I was just like, "Hey, get over here! I need you. I'm filming tonight," you know. And she showed up and said, "Put this on, do this," and what a trooper, you know.
She's awesome. She adds a whole dimension to Camp GMay. And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, she's just such a lovable person and so
Her
positive
spirit
and
is
so
just
sweet.
emits love and
Yep.
positivity and justice and just
Yep, she does.
crazy, man.
She's awesome.
But you know, a lot of times too, you know, Karen, that it's not always about me, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing better than collaborating with people.
Yes, I was going to ask you if you could get into a little bit about your collaborations for sure.
I want to collaborate with everyone. I think what happens is with collaborations, it's kind of like riding a wave. Either you catch the wave and you ride it, or you don't, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to ever go back to it. It's just that it just wasn't time for that. It's almost like a never ending wave. It's like, what wave am I going to catch on? Because there's so much, you know, there's only so much time in the day. We all know that.
Yeah.
You need 5-6 hours to sleep. You got to work 8 hours. So that leaves about 10 hours. So you only have 10 hours, which you can do a lot in 10 hours every day. So it's a matter of what do you want to do? Do you want to work on this, work on that, record a new song, go to the park and write a new song and just play the acoustic? Do you want to practice your keyboards? Do you want to prepare for your show? Do you want to film for this video? Do you want to work on this person's project? Do you want to edit this? I mean, it's like which wave am I going to jump on?
Yeah.
So that's my biggest dilemma, is I just kind of ride waves. So, but speaking of collabs, I've done a lot of collabs with a lot of people. I did a bunch with Mamsie Graham. We did like Groove Trek, Charlie Wood.
Oh, I love Groove Trek. I just
and we did a lot of
love
music videos and stuff together.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed those immensely. Like, you can go on my channel. There's a couple of them up there. I only leave a couple videos up here and there. I'm always taking down videos and putting them up because I just figure it like a jukebox. People want to come listen to some music videos. They're there. And then I switch it out. Like, I'll take this one out. I'll notice, hey, this one hasn't gotten any plays in a couple months. So I'll take it out and I'll put a different one in. So I have interchangeables. Music jukebox, right? But tons of them are collabs. Like, my favorite collab is the one I did with Robin Cheyenne. I am just a huge Robin Cheyenne fan. We ended up becoming really good friends, and I sent her, I recorded a track, and I really, remember we talked about, I always envision, you know, working with other people and having the other people sing, and she's a real singer, you know. So I wrote this track, I recorded it, rhythm track, and I was trying to put some vocals to it and stuff, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I got a hold of Robin. I said, hey, Robin, I'm going to send you this rhythm track. It's got the lead, it's got the bass, it's got keyboards, it's got guitar. It even has my backup vocals on it, like towards the end, you know, the do-do-do-doos. I said, just play with it, do your thing. There's no words, there's no melody other than what you're going to write. This is just the soundtrack. And sure enough, she had it for about a month, 2 months. And she sent it back to me, and I cried. I listened to it over and over. I listened to it like 20, 25 times from the time she sent it back to me. She let it breathe. She wrote it down. She wrote the words, the lyrics. She sang to it. She recorded her vocals on the track and sent it back to me. And like I said, it just blew me away. So then we collabed, and we were like, I said, I want you to go out, and I want you to have your daughter film you here and there and in the forest, and go to all these really cool places in Canada and film yourself. So she picked this church and filmed a bunch of stuff, and I said, crank the music up, give me some face shots, lip syncing to it and stuff. And then she sent it all to me. And then I did my parts, and I edited it all. And it took a while, but it was just a beautiful collaboration. And the song's called Hold On. You want to hear it?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
It's going to be the last video. And then we'll talk about some other stuff before we go. But I really think this thing, it inspires me to hold on, because when you really listen to her and listen to the words, it's about not giving up and holding on, because the light will always shine in the darkness. So here's my collaboration with Robin Cheyenne. It's called Hold On.
Life, is it a dream? Do we manifest and create our own reality? And if so, will my dreams come to be? If it's up to me, I choose love for my reality. And if it's a dream, let me create a dream for all to see. Healing. Sometimes life can get you down. Well, honey, you can't let it make you drown. Wonder how you envision things to be. And in this life, remember your heart and soul is revealed and free. Oh, I wanna hold on time you push away that love inside, honey, the only thing you'll feel is emptiness inside. Can you hold on to the everlasting love? It's in all of us, and we've gotta hold on to the Lord above. We've gotta hold on to this dream. Don't let life get you down. We've gotta hold on to this Don't let life get you down. We've gotta hold on
Wow. Oh my gosh, that brought tears to my eyes. That was so moving. Oh my
Really?
God, that was so beautiful. Oh, absolutely. Totally touched my heart. Totally.
Oh
Thank
man,
you.
I'm telling you, when that is one of the highlights in my career, doing that video with her
Fabulous.
and Mamsie. We like the Beatles. Anyway,
Wow.
it was fun. And you know what's really cool, Karen, is um so you do these videos and stuff and you have fun with it, and it was like 4 or 5 years, and then as you're creating, I had to get StreamYard, because you would have to communicate with people that you're collaborating with.
Yep.
So you have these workshops where you go in and you say, hey, you do this, I'll do that, and let's do that, right? And you get a game plan. So that's what kind of led me to live streaming, because I got the StreamYard and I was using it for about a year, and I didn't even know that you could live stream with it. I was like, what, you can go live with it? And then that started like my live streaming, because I was doing so much editing that I needed a break. You know, there was some episodes of Groove Trek where it took me and Mamsie Graham almost like,
Yeah.
you know, 100, 200 hours to make an episode. So, you know, you're just editing, you're having privates every day, you're working for 10 hours, you're doing, you know, you're doing stuff, you're
Yeah.
shaking and you're moving. So I was like, you know what, man, I just want to, because I'm not like, for me, I'm not like a big, you know, hey, let me busker, let me sing you a song, one man entertain you. I'm more of like a group player. I'm used to playing in bands, like being in charge of the rhythm section, you know, shit like that. Just create platforms for singers and lead guitar players. Anyway, that's what kind of led us to the Saturday night open mic jam.
Yeah.
Because basically, I was editing so much, I was like, I just want to play my guitar. So it started out the first 6 months. It was basically just me and Mamsie Graham, Skeeter McGraw, Jamie Slate would come hang out. And the most people I'd get would be like 6 people for like, I don't know, the first, almost the first year. I can get more than 6 people to watch. And one of the reasons was because I would allow people to come up that didn't have good audio.
Yeah.
They were great musicians, but they just didn't have good audio.
Yeah.
So it was an evolution of just kind of figuring that out. And then also, you know, us dialing in our own sound too and figuring out what sounds good and what sounds bad. Because I think I have, well, it's been almost 2 years now that I've had the Saturday night open mic. Every Saturday. I don't miss a beat. It's every Saturday. It's an open mic.
Yeah.
You can see some of the people here that play on it. So a lot of really, really talented, cool artists is what makes it work. I'd say right now there's probably at least, you know, 15 or 20 artists that are really taking it to the next level, man. They're great channels. They're monetized, yet they come on my show on Saturday night. They don't ask for anything, and they hang out with me and they jam with me all night long. And there's no politics. There's no, you know, it's just jam. Come on up, put up or shut up, you know? And I love it because it's almost like that 70s buzz. It's like, come on in my front room, grab an acoustic, you know? But we're having fun with it, man. It's been, because you've been popping in and out of the Saturday nights for a long time too, Karen.
Yeah, I think it's probably getting close to a year now I've been popping in, and I can't always stay as late as, you know, for the whole show, but I definitely take in a couple of hours on a Saturday night, and it just puts me, it's kind of like the beautiful ceiling on my week. You know, I've been busy all week, getting stuff done, dealing with projects, and then Saturday night I get to relax and really enjoy not just good music, but they're good people, Gary. They're good people. They've got something worth saying. And
Karen,
I feel like I'm in the community. And the live chat is a very friendly place to hang out. People are so supportive of each other. And I just can't recommend it highly enough. It's really well done project. And I know sometimes there isn't even time for you to play or perform, but you know, I don't know. The other thing too is sometimes you mix it up and you have like these cool contests and stuff. My favorite was the marble race. Oh my God, I love marble race so much.
Yeah,
so
you can see that it kind of inspired other people to kind of do the interaction thing, you know, because I did a couple of them. I think I did the concentration, you know. You try to, just like anything, your show evolves and you try to, I try to keep it mainly what it's for is we have these festivals, as you know.
Yeah, so your festivals include the people that come to the open mic. And then
Right.
you have
Open
them
mic
with,
is kind of like a breeding ground for people
yes,
to get in the game, because that's what I want, Karen. And you've heard me say it many times on the open mic. The Saturday night open mic is for my heavy hitters, my big guns, my people that have their own channels that are monetized and they're successful. That's what I want for everyone. I want you to come up if it's in your heart and your desire to come up and perform your art and share it with people and get in the game, because a lot of people are sitting in the on the sidelines, Karen, because just like I played live for 3-4 decades, that's what they're used to. They
yeah,
don't know how to come out here and do it, but they want to join the party. So Saturday night open mic helps you do that, because you come up, and if your audio's not right, you get my email and we have a workshop that gets your audio so that you can come play,
yeah,
so that you can become monetized and you can go off and have your own channel and be successful. That's what I
yeah,
want for everyone.
yeah.
And that's how you
And
spread love into the universe.
absolutely. And from there, you started doing live festivals. About
Yes,
how often do you do a live festival every, what is it, every 2 or 3 months? And why don't you tell us about some of them and some of the themes? It's just been fantastic.
absolutely. Absolutely. Look, our Saturday, and not only that, I have the longest intro video to Saturday Night Open. You see all these people, it's still running as we've been talking. It's still showing more artists. Basically, the Saturday open mic festivals, to answer your question, what happens is, over at Camp GMay, we live stream once a week on Saturday nights from 7 to midnight. Now, there's different formats that we come out on Saturday nights. Most of them are always going to be, every Saturday night, it's going to be an open mic, like you see here. And a lot of my big guns, a lot of my dialed people, they show up a little bit later, and we jam out. And in the beginning, we try to get newbies to come up and get in the game. So what ends up happening is, I'll do that for about 6 weeks, 7 weeks in a row. And then if a holiday falls on an actual Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
that Saturday won't be an open mic. It'll be like a panel party, and I'll show, clips of all my different comedy stuff, variety, all the sitcoms that I'm involved with. I'll play clips from stuff like that, the jammies, let's see here. So, and then that's what we do on the holidays. And then the festivals, I would say, they just started. We're going on our 6th festival. So I like to give each festival about a month and a half to kind of breathe.
Yeah,
So that's what I do, is I do a festival every 6-7 weeks. It's hard because when you have these festivals, you want to have fun with it, and you get these brilliant artists. What's happening now is, every time we have a festival, this pool of about 20-30 artists, they're just upping their game. They're dialing in their OBS, and they just got it going on behind them, and the wardrobe, the material, the delivery. It's really fun to watch these festivals. Greetings and welcome to the best of the best. Here's some, like now tonight's premiere, we're going to have a lot of fun. People that played on. We're going to play some of the best videos, clips from the different festivals. And if you can see, Liz a Day from Funk Fest.
mm-hmm.
And it's just awesome stuff,
I'm thirsty.
You know, cool stuff. That's her ending a song. Al Sanchez, just absolutely phenomenal.
In the rays of the sun, you shine to my heart.
Love him so much. He's going to be playing Country Fest.
Made a good time so much better, and the hard times were easier.
It's original. Jam's originals.
You're like a fire.
I love this song so much, man. It's called Good Times. But these festivals are awesome, Karen. Brad Example, just awesome songwriter.
And I sit and I get stoned along the shore. St. Mary's River carries away my soul. 365, we get high. High until we
Just absolutely phenomenal. We have Country Fest coming up, and you can see we've had Winterfest. Look at, you get Jade Starr.
I'll always be a fighter.
This killer tunes. It's a fight. The Fighter. It's an original. Emperism. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I mean, we can sit here. Robin Cheyenne, Pendar. We could just give you clips all day long. Mamsie Graham, Leela, Chris Lane, Wes, Lady Campion. Just really beautiful, beautiful artists, all just taking it to the next level. Now, we just had
Metal Fest.
Metal Fest, and that was
Yeah.
that was off the hook, man. And now we have coming up Country Fest.
Yes.
So I appreciate you so much having me on the show and kind of interviewing me and tapping into the music that heals. Because music heals, man. And that's what it's all
Sure
about.
does.
It's all about energy, and everyone vibrates. Everyone is born. It's like your fingertips. You have the music in you. Everyone has it. Everyone is a musician. It's just how much you want to express it, and to who, you know.
I agree.
Thank you so much again for having me on your show.
Before you go, Gary, I have a couple questions. First of all, the music festivals are online and they're absolutely free and everybody's welcome. So I just wanted people to know that. I hope that you will all come to Country Fest. We're going to play a trailer in a few minutes. The other thing is that we didn't really get much into today was the jammies. Do you want to just tell everybody a little bit about the jammies?
Yes. I mean, basically what happens is each year, you know, we have our festivals, we have our open mics, and we have the people that come up and get involved in that. And then those people also have their own content that they release. Okay. So every year, what I try to do is I have 8 different categories. I give away 8 awards every year of people that, you know, found their way into the dusty trail of Camp GMay. And, you know, for example, like Axe and Nacho come on the show. He's played every festival. He brings it. He comes up and shreds. He won a jammy for that. So, in other words, you know, if, you know, real life has gotten in the way this year and you weren't able to do much, oh well. Next year when you come and you perform at the festivals and you this and that, you might win a jammy. So I have an award show every year in November. The event is actually created already for this November. It's really cool, man. It's just a giant party. We have a red carpet, little live red carpet, and then we go and we give away the awards. It's just a ton of fun, ton of antics, and very, very entertaining. And we give credit to where credit is due. It's basically a 40-person shout out for the top 40 people that came into camp and rocked the boat.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Wow,
And
you've just done an enormous amount of work. Starting off from live performing, moving into the studio, doing collaborations, your open mic show. Oh, I forgot your YouTube videos. Oh my gosh, you have so much to offer. That's why I
right.
really wanted to have you on the show because music does heal the world,
Yes.
and you have just done such an awesome job of bringing so much pure joy and healing to all of us. And I really wanted the viewers and the listeners to find out more about you and to come on over to your channel, subscribe, and get into some of your amazing content. I just
Thank you,
appreciate you
Karen.
so much,
Thank you
Gary.
so much. I really dig you too, man, and I dig your energy. I love your show. I look forward. I'm a two-timer now, and then I look forward to the shows that you have coming up very soon, and I'm going to be kind of involved in that. So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
We'll just
Yeah, we're going to do a
we'll,
three-part panel. We're going to take a look in depth at some of the conspiracy theories that we can't talk about on YouTube.
yeah,
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
yeah. It's not
And
history according to Google, right?
yeah, and so
Okay.
glad that you're going to actually co-host with me. So that's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to that too. And
With the
do you have
festival,
any? Oh, I know. Why don't you tell people, for those especially on audio, Gary, tell people where they can find you.
well, I mean, it's just Camp GMay. If you can remember 8 letters, you can find me. Camp GMay. Google it. Come find me. I love organic. I like when if people connect, they're going to find you. If I see something I like, I don't need any links. I'll find it. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying
Oh,
don't
yeah.
put my links. I'm just saying organic's a beautiful thing, man. And here's another little something before we go and play the Country Fest trailer. Country Fest is coming up, and everyone is welcome. The list is growing. Right now, we're at 26 artists. All you do is you just go to the event on the Camp GMay channel, go to the actual event, click on it, and in the description box, they'll tell you everything you need to know if you want to play. Everyone is welcome. So get on over there, man. Let's get this list up to 40. And so that's, like I said, thank you so much, Karen. It's just absolutely awesome. Real quick, too, with the jammies, every year we give away a jammy to what we call the MVM, the Music Video Masterpiece. And Hold On won the award last year. So when you go watch last year's jammies, you see Robin Shan getting the award, and, you know, and the other nominees, there's other nominees, other videos. So every year, and the year before that, Jade Starr won a jammy for her Metheist video at the MVMs. Well, this is our third year where we got to give away an award for a music video masterpiece. So what we're doing this year is we're going to have a couple shows on Saturday nights leading up to the jammies where people are going, I'm going to put it out, the event where people are going to send in someone else's video that they think is worthy of winning a music video jammy. So send me your best music videos, and we're going to play them. We're going to watch them. We'll probably have a panel. You might even be on that panel of people watching these videos that people submit, and we're going to narrow it down to like the top 10, and everyone's going to vote on it, and that's the video that's going to win the Music Video Masterpiece Award. I have a video coming out explaining it all. I'm going to be releasing that in a week or so, and the event will be created too. So we're going to, over the next Saturday night open mics, we're going to be letting people know also that submit your video and you might win a jammy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Karen, for having me.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, Gary, anytime. I'm just so thrilled you could make it today. So I guess we're going to lead out with the trailer for Country Fest, which is coming
Yes.
up, and
Yes.
then we'll do the show outro. And so I guess we'll say goodbye now, and we'll see you next week on the Quantum Guide Show. Thank you all for coming, and thank you so much, Gary, too.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, I just wanted to say real quick, Karen, that the soundtrack that I used for this trailer is by a very good friend of mine. Her name is Sue Clayton, and her links are in the description box over at my channel. But the song is called Cowboy Town, and I'm doing a video with her. She wrote and recorded it and sings it. She let me use the soundtrack for the trailer. She is a phenomenal artist. Her name, Sue Clayton. And you're going to get that Cowboy Town video and song on GMay next year. We're going to try to win a Jammy. But I just wanted you to know that. Karen, thank you so much. Cowboy Town, Sue Clayton soundtrack.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for the Quantum Guide Show. Become the change that you wish to see in the world. Subscribe to my YouTube and other channels at Karen Holton TV. Click the like button, leave me a comment, and share this podcast with your friends. Check out my website at www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com to see my free resources and amazing products and services. All the links will be in the description below. As part of the Forbidden Knowledge Network, you will find the Quantum Guide Show with Karen Holton and also the Aliens and Angels podcast on all audio platforms. Until next time, keep up the good work.